Imagine your destination before creating your contractor marketing plan. This is my online toolbox providing weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of marketing. And right now, what we're doing, because we're getting towards the end of the year, we realize that a lot of different people are promoting their updated marketing plans or new marketing plans. And we want to remind you that you need to be very cautious on who is helping you create your planning vision because there is unfortunately many ways to go the wrong way, the right way, and sometimes a lot of people don't really understand which way to go in the first place. So what we wanted to do is take a step back and have people visualize that just a few years ago, in relative terms, we were just landing on the moon, and here we are just a few years later having our rockets returning back from space and landing to the launch pads right on the money. And it takes a vision to happen. And we have to make all contractors be aware that everything about your business is not rocket science. But what happens is a lot of people, and this is stolen from Aristotle, one of his philosophies was imagination is the foundation of knowledge. You need to have a vision of where you're going, and that vision allows you to accumulate enough knowledge to be able to help you plan and adjust for where the destination may be. And too many, unfortunately, base their imagination solely on things that could be quantified. We're going to get to this in a moment. And they make these decisions based on, unfortunately, how many likes or how many followers they could obtain. But that is not a vision towards your branding. And branding in itself cannot just be measured in numbers. And so, what we'd like people to do when you're thinking about your marketing, before you work on creating and maintaining and updating any plan, try to think, have you ever been able to really visualize something, a destination of where you wanted to go, specifically with your business in 5 years? The number sounds very unrealistic, but the reality is it catches up to us on time, in a short period of time. So, what we'd like you to do is just attempt to visualize this long distance destination before making a plan, and then you could kind of think, wow, if I could see myself out 5 years, let's try to think about how could I get there and what would be that vision towards at least 1 year out. And then once you have that 1 year vision, which is easier to kind of target, because 5 years out, even though it's a vision, a lot of times it's more of a dream, but even so, because you could see yourself going in that direction, you now could see yourself quantifying getting somewhere within 1 year and then easily backing into it over the next upcoming year. And we want to remind you that in order to do proper branding in your marketing, you can't compromise quality over quantity. If you do, what happens is the branding vision many years out is simply being completely diminished or pushed out forever because it just won't happen. We want to show you some examples how our clients were able to imagine their destination, and here we are at the end of the year. They're entering this upcoming year. This particular client, Mass Builders, is now already booking for Q3 2022. We can't give away all the details here on these weekly quick tip updates, but there was a vision that was being built upon over a period of time to get to this particular point. Here is another contractor, a roofer, who had a vision to be able to be a top provider of specialty roofing. And here we now have on their site these wonderful projects that are allowing them to be booking out many months in advance, and they're in high demand. And of course, all of the ranking topics or the technical topics that are easy to justify, they're matched independently of the actual brand itself of this particular roofer. Same thing goes with a historic window restoration company. It took us years in order to build up. Yes, there was the lead generation side building up independent of building up the brand. So if you went to his site to look at his story, what will happen is you're going to be met with a pop-up telling you that he's already booking out through mid Q1. And here we are just a few years ago. He didn't have an online presence. Now he does. It's so strong that between what happens through the lead generation side matched with the branding quality allows him to be able to think 3 and 6 months out. So what we want to remind you, before creating your marketing plan or you're taking advice from 10 different directions, really take a step back and try to think about some of these people giving you advice, because a lot of them are just cherry picking ideas that they read on the internet, cherry picking ideas that they possibly are even just copying from My Online Toolbox for that matter, or other people, but they're not deploying them themselves. And they can't prove that over a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 year period, they were able to take people from ground zero to a point to what we were showing you as the few quick examples right here. So just take a moment to realize that the ideas are flying from many different directions. You need to first visualize where you're going in a couple of years, and then be careful who you're listening to and make sure that those people, could they really follow you through that vision over an extended period of time? This is My Online Toolbox reminding you to please like us on the My Online Toolbox Facebook page, subscribe to us on the My Online Toolbox YouTube channel, and never forget to start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we will see you next week.